Across the sweeping grasslands that stretch from the Serengeti to the Masai Mara, nature unfolds one of its most extraordinary stories, the Great Migration. This ancient journey, repeated for millions of years, begins when the land dries and rivers fade into dust. Driven by instinct, vast herds of wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles abandon their familiar ranges, following distant storms in search of fresh grazing grounds. This is not a choice, but a harsh command of the natural world: move forward, or face extinction, or every step of this epic passage is shadowed by danger. Lions, concealed within sunlit grasses, wait patiently for the weak or the unwary. Hyenas and African wild dogs trail the moving herds, alert to any stumble that signals opportunity. And at the journey's most feared threshold lies the Mara River, where massive crocodiles lurk beneath the surface, timing their strikes with deadly precision. Here, water becomes a battleground, a natural barrier that has claimed countless lives across generations. Yet despite the risks, the migration endures year after year. It is the heartbeat of the African ecosystem, sustaining predators, shaping landscapes, and renewing the land itself, more than a breathtaking natural event. The Great Migration stands as a timeless testament to resilience, a powerful reminder that even in its most vulnerable moments, life in the wild advances with unbreakable resolve. This landscape is home to the iconic Big Five and countless other species. Wildebeest, zebras, lions, cheetahs, elephants, giraffes, eagles, storks, herons, and vultures all share this dynamic ecosystem. Each year, more than 1.5 million wildebeest, accompanied by hundreds of thousands of zebras, Thompson's gazelles, and other herbivores, leave the open plains of the Serengeti in Tanzania. Their journey carries them across sun-cracked earth, swollen rivers, and predator-rich territories toward the Masai Mara in Kenya. There, seasonal rains create greener, more fertile grasslands. While the Serengeti stretches wide and dry, dotted with acacias and lion prides resting in the shade. The Masai Mara rises slightly higher, offering lush pastures that draw herbivores to feed, recover, and give birth. The migration is led by the wildebeest, followed closely by zebras and gazelles. Along the way, they must cross the Grumeti and Mara rivers, where massive crocodiles lie in wait beneath the murky water. On land, lions, hyenas, cheetahs, and African wild dogs seize any chance to hunt. These animals move in search of fresh grass, clean water, and relief from drought, a timeless cycle driven by survival. This constant movement plays a vital role in renewing the ecosystem, keeping nature in balance. The Great Migration is considered one of the most extraordinary natural events on Earth, not only because of its immense scale, but also because of the dramatic moments it contains: a calf losing sight of its mother, a crocodile striking from below, or a pride of lions coordinating a precise hunt. More than a mass movement of animals, the Great Migration reflects the raw strength of the wild, its endurance, cooperation, and unbreakable rhythm. From the Serengeti to the Masai Mara, this natural corridor becomes a grand stage where every creature struggles to survive, protect its own, and sustain life amid constant challenge. A new day begins as the first golden rays filter through the canopy, warming the damp earth beneath the forest roof. From the shadows of the trees, a pride of lions emerges, moving with quiet determination, their eyes scanning for the slightest sign of movement. Ahead, in the open grasslands, a large herd of buffalo grazes peacefully, unaware that danger is drawing closer with every step. The lions slow their pace and melt into the tall grass, carefully reading the formation of the herd in search of weakness. One buffalo feeds a short distance from the others. It is old, slower than the rest, and exposed. With the patience of seasoned hunters, the lions spread out in silence, tightening the circle and cutting off any path of escape. Then, without warning, the stillness shatters. The pride erupts from the grass in a burst of dust and thunderous roars. The buffalo bolts forward in terror, muscles straining, hooves pounding the ground in a desperate bid for survival. The chase becomes frantic as lions surge in from both sides, flanking their target with speed and precision. One lion leaps onto the buffalo's back, gripping tightly as the others close in, ramming and harassing the exhausted animal. At last, the buffalo collapses, spent and overpowered, as the laws of nature assert themselves in a struggle shaped by strength and fate. The lions gather and begin to feed, sharing the hard-won reward of the hunt. They eat without haste. This is not merely about satisfying hunger, it is a reaffirmation of the power that allows them to endure. As the morning light continues to rise, long shadows stretch across the grass. In the distance, another group of lions moves silently through the tall vegetation, focused on a new opportunity. Before them, a herd of buffalo grazes, still unaware of the threat drawing near. Suddenly, the buffalo sense danger and explode into motion, fleeing together in a tightly coordinated rush. Amid the chaos, one animal stops, turns, and confronts the predator. With a violent surge, it charges, catching a lion with its horns and hurling it into the air before it crashes heavily to the ground. Freed from the attack, the buffalo rejoins its herd, which continues its flight towards safety, leaving behind a moment that reminds us that even the hunter can become the hunted in the wild. Lions are opportunistic hunters, always alert to any chance that might secure the survival of the pride. In the distance, several shapes emerge from the grass, moving with steady purpose. Their focused eyes scan the landscape for movement, for weakness. Nearby, a small group of zebras grazes calmly, unaware of the danger slipping closer through the shadows. The big cats lower their bodies, pressing their bellies to the ground as they vanish into the tall grass. Every step is measured, every movement controlled. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the distance closes. Then, in a perfectly timed burst of power, one lion surges forward and launches the attack. The zebras react in an instant, exploding into chaos as they scatter in all directions. One animal is singled out. The lion locks onto its target, matching every turn, every sudden change in direction. The zebra runs at full speed, zigzagging in a desperate attempt to break free, but the lion's strength and endurance steadily close the gap. With a final surge, the predator leaps and brings the zebra down under its weight and momentum. Within seconds, the rest of the pride arrives, surrounding the fallen animal and claiming the reward of their coordinated effort. Once again, the savannah settles into silence. Only the low sounds of the pride remain an ancient echo of success before the grass and wind reclaim the scene. As life on the plains moves relentlessly forward, the wildebeest is one of the lion's most sought-after prey. As the first golden light spreads across the African savannah, warming the trees and stirring the land awake, life begins to move once more. Beneath the shade of scattered acacias, a pride of lions lies hidden in tall grass, their senses sharp, listening to every sound carried by the morning air. As the heat slowly builds, the lions rise with deliberate calm. Muscles tighten beneath their coats, energy gathering for what lies ahead. In the distance, a small group of wildebeest grazes peacefully, unaware that a silent danger is drawing closer. Low to the ground, the lions melt into the sunlit grass, their attention fixed on the most exposed individual. An adult male steps forward, his massive frame barely visible among the dry vegetation. His focus narrows. One wildebeest has drifted away from the safety of the herd alone, vulnerable. Without warning, the lion explodes into motion, tearing across the plain in a cloud of dust. The ambush is underway. The wildebeest panics, veering sharply as its hooves pound the earth in a frantic attempt to escape. It twists and turns, searching for a way out, but the lion remains only meters behind, cutting through shrubs with relentless speed. In a precise leap, the predator lands on the wildebeest's back, claws gripping tight as both animals surge forward for a few final seconds. The prey struggles fiercely, kicking, twisting, fighting for freedom, but its strength fades. One by one, the rest of the pride arrives, surrounding the exhausted animal and sealing off every escape. Through coordination and raw power, they bring the hunt to its end. The male moves in first, claiming the reward. Teeth tear into flesh as the pride feeds. Here, survival is governed by strength, patience, and timing, a fragile balance between hunter and hunted that keeps the ancient rhythm of the savannah alive. The herd of zebras and wildebeest presses on, moving together toward unfamiliar ground. Ahead, a river cuts across the landscape, its fast churning waters forming a natural barrier that must be crossed. Beneath the surface, danger waits. Hippopotamuses and massive crocodiles lie motionless in the depths, alert and ready, sensing the approach of animals driven forward by instinct. At the riverbank, the zebras hesitate. Heads lift and turn, ears twitching as unease spreads through the group. Slowly, zebras and wildebeest begin to edge toward the water, unaware of the full threat that lies below. From within the river, dark shapes glide silently closer. Crocodiles and hippos position themselves with patience, watching every step of the herd. One zebra lingers slightly behind the others, exposed at the edge of the group. In an instant, the water explodes. A crocodile surges upward with terrifying force, its jaws snapping shut as it seizes the zebra and drags it beneath the surface. The herd freezes in shock, instinctively sensing the danger yet knowing the journey cannot stop. The younger animals move forward, fearful but with no alternative. In the chaos, another crocodile strikes, catching a foal that strays too close to the current. The young animal struggles desperately, kicking and thrashing as the river churns around it. But the reptile's strength is overwhelming. The splashes grow weaker, then fade entirely into silence. Meanwhile, the rest of the herd pushes on, hastening their crossing in a desperate bid to escape the deadly waters. One by one, the survivors reach the far bank, leaving behind those that did not make it. At last, the zebras climb onto the opposite shore, completing yet another perilous stage of their long migration and stepping into new territory. A fresh dawn rises over the savannah, painting the forest in soft gold and stretching across the dry, dusty plains, signaling the beginning of another day in the vast and unforgiving African wilderness. Beneath the surface, the predators continued their silent patrol. Cold eyes watched from the riverbed as powerful shapes drifted through the murky water. Among them, a crocodile nearly 5 meters long moved with unhurried confidence, its armored body gliding effortlessly. It did not need to chase. It did not need to rush. Time itself was its ally. On the riverbank, a group of wildebeest stood frozen in hesitation. The herd sensed the danger hidden below. Yet there was no other path forward. One of the leading animals stepped ahead, paused, and drew a deep breath. Then, with sudden resolve, it plunged into the river. In an instant, as if pulled by an unseen force, hundreds, then thousands of wildebeest followed. The water erupted into turbulence, numb foam, and confusion. Suddenly, the river struck back. A crocodile burst upward, clamping its jaws around the hind leg of a young wildebeest. The animal struggled fiercely, thrashing against the current, but the reptile's grip was absolute. Within seconds, the young wildebeest was dragged beneath the surface and disappeared into the depths. A faint red cloud spread through the water, carried away by the current. Then, just as quickly, the river grew quiet again. The rest of the herd kept swimming, never looking back. They understood instinctively that stopping even for a moment could mean the end. The cleanup crew had arrived. The sky, once clear, slowly darkened as countless silhouettes began to gather overhead. They were vultures. At first, only a few appeared, then dozens. And soon hundreds circled on the warm air, scanning the river below and waiting for the precise moment to descend. The first birds touched down beside the body of an antelope carried in by the current. Without hesitation, they rushed forward, tearing into the hide and pecking at the softer areas of the carcass. The sound of beating wings and sharp beaks echoed along the riverbank, transforming the scene into a feast for scavengers. Across the African plains, vultures possess remarkable adaptations that make them among the most efficient recyclers in the ecosystem. Their broad, powerful wings are not built for speed, but for endurance, allowing them to soar for hours without flapping. Riding rising columns of warm air, they spiral effortlessly into the sky, conserving energy as they search vast distances, sometimes covering dozens of kilometers in a single day. Their eyesight is extraordinary, capable of detecting the smallest signs of death from great heights, including subtle tracks left by predators dragging their prey. Their bare heads and elongated necks are far from accidental features. These traits allow vultures to reach deep inside carcasses without feathers becoming fouled by blood or harmful bacteria. Internally, their biology is even more astonishing. Extremely acidic stomachs enable them to safely digest flesh contaminated with dangerous pathogens, organisms that would be lethal to most other animals. Vultures also display complex social behavior while feeding. Larger, more dominant species often arrive first, using size and strength to open tough hides, while smaller species take advantage of narrow spaces the larger birds cannot reach. Many individuals even locate food by watching the flight patterns of others, forming an aerial network that spreads information across the savannah. In the end, these birds are vital to the health of the ecosystem. By stripping carcasses down to bone within hours, vultures prevent the spread of disease and recycle nutrients back into the soil. Their silent work keeps the balance of life intact, ensuring that the African plains remain vibrant, resilient, and alive. The sun had only just risen above the horizon, casting a soft golden glow across the African savannah. At first glance, the landscape appeared calm and untouched. Yet beneath this peaceful light, a darker story was beginning to unfold. Hidden within a dense thicket, a clan of hyenas stirred awake. Their backs arched as they stretched, revealing sharp white teeth that glinted in the early morning light. Sleepy eyes quickly sharpened. A scent drifted through the air blood, or the promise of it. Not far away, a group of wildebeest that had arrived after a long night of migration grazed in the open. There was no cover, no warning, no protection. The hyenas did not rush. They shifted seamlessly from rest to strategy, moving with deliberate silence. They do not roar like lions or charge like leopards. They advance like phantoms, their paws barely disturb the grass, and their eyes track every movement of the herd. From a distance, they appear as fleeting shadows dissolving into the morning haze. The wildebeest, exhausted and scattered from their journey, sense nothing. Muscles ache, minds are dulled by fatigue. None notice the predators watching them. Step by step, the distance closes. One mistake is all it takes. The savannah seems to hold its breath, and then it happens. A A single call shatters the silence, a harsh primal growl rolling across the plains. Instantly, the hunters explode into motion. Shadows become streaks of speed. Panic surges through the herd. Dust fills the air. Hooves pound the ground, and order collapses into chaos. Amid the confusion, one animal lags behind, thin, trembling, too slow to escape. A hyena leaps, jaws wide, slamming onto its back. Others follow, targeting legs, flanks, the neck. They move as one. Screams tear through the morning, then fade. What remains is wind and the heavy breathing of predators. Once again, the Golden Plains have witnessed death harsh, natural, unavoidable. This is the law of the land, written not in words, but in instinct and blood. Long dismissed as mere scavengers, hyenas reveal their true nature: intelligent, coordinated, and deadly. They watch, they plan, and they strike when the balance shifts in their favor. As the sun climbs higher, the feeding ends. The hunters retreat beneath the acacia trees, bellies full, eyes half closed. In the distance, the herd moves on. One member fewer, yet the journey does not stop. The migration continue, it always does. And so does the danger. Here, every dawn brings a test, not rest, a challenge, not relief. In these lands, the weak fall and the strong endure. It is the only rule that matters. Tomorrow it may be lions, wild dogs, or the silent return of hyenas. The wildebeest press forward, tired, alert, forever pursued, forever moving. In stark contrast to the dry plains of the Serengeti, the Masai Mara is now deep into its rainy season. The land bursts with lush greenery. Fast-flowing streams cut through the grasslands, and wide skies stretch overhead, washed clean by recent storms. The first wildebeest to arrive lower their heads immediately, tearing at fresh shoots to restore the strength lost during their exhausting journey. Nearby, zebras with their bold black and white stripes begin to relax as well. Some even lie down, savoring a brief moment of calm. But this pause is short-lived. A far more powerful force soon takes over. The breeding season is about to begin. Male wildebeest, once drained by migration, suddenly transform. Energy surges back through their bodies, and tension spreads across the plains. Without warning, rival males charge at one another, locking their curved horns in violent clashes driven by the right to reproduce. The impact echoes across the grasslands, sending dust into the air as raw strength ripples through their bodies. Only the strongest will earn access to the females, making these confrontations especially fierce. As wildebeest battle with relentless intensity, zebra stallions are facing their own tests. Their approach, however, relies not only on power but on strategy. Zebras live in smaller, tightly bonded family groups, typically led by a dominant male guarding 4 to 6 females. When a rival approaches, the leader responds instantly, charging forward and releasing a sharp warning call. Unlike wildebeest, zebras are highly loyal. Once a stallion establishes his harem, he will defend it with unwavering determination. From a distance, the females watch closely, assessing which male proves strong enough to protect them and the foals yet to come in the challenging days ahead. Among all the species that take part in the Great Migration, Thomson's gazelles are the smallest, yet their size should never be mistaken for weakness. As the breeding season begins, males establish territories across the plains, marking the ground with scent to signal their presence. When a female approaches, the male runs alongside her, displaying his speed and endurance, his way of proving he is a worthy partner. But females are highly selective. They test potential mates by sprinting at full speed, forcing males to chase them for several minutes across the open grasslands. Only those capable of matching their pace, demonstrating both strength and stamina, earn the chance to reproduce. For Thompson's gazelles, speed is not just a courtship display, it is a matter of survival. Those that cannot run fast enough are unlikely to escape predators, and nature offers no second chances. Three months later, as the first rains return to the Serengeti, the females are already pregnant. New life is on the way. These newborn fawns will become the next generation of the Great Migration, growing stronger with time, learning the rhythms of the land, and one day embarking on their own journey across the plains in this endless natural cycle. Then, only months later, the call of the open savanna rises once again. Vast herds of wildebeest, zebras, and Thompson's gazelles leave the Masai Mara and begin their return to the Serengeti, breathing life back into the grasslands with every step. With the rains behind them, the journey begins anew. The young fawns move forward at the front lines of migration, and the Mara River once more bears witness to the raw struggle for survival that defines the wild. Because in nature, there is no true rest, only the constant test of endurance. And only those strong enough to keep moving will endure. As the Great Migration draws to a close, and the final members of the herds cross the plains and rivers, one truth becomes unmistakable: life on the African savanna is never gentle. Every confrontation, every chase, and every struggle for survival is part of an endless cycle. where strength, strategy, and endurance decide who moves forward and who is left behind. Yet these powerful stories of survival carry a deeper message. They remind us how vital it is to protect and preserve the ecosystems that sustain this extraordinary wildlife. Every species, from the largest predator to the smallest grazer, plays a crucial role in maintaining nature's balance and ensuring that these wonders endure for generations to come. Cutting through the heart of East Africa, between Kenya's renowned Masai Mara and the vast plains of Tanzania's Serengeti, flows a river both revered and feared, the Mara. At first sight, its waters appear tranquil, quietly reflecting the sky above and the open savanna beyond. Yet this calm surface disguises a far harsher truth. Each year, driven by the ancient rhythm of migration, thousands of animals are compelled to enter these waters in search of fresh grazing lands. It is one of the most dangerous moments of their journey. Beneath the moving current, unseen hunters remain perfectly still, waiting with remarkable patience for opportunity to present itself. In the Mara, there is no margin for error. A single wrong step can seal an animal's fate. Every crossing unfolds as a dramatic contest between instinct and danger, where strength, timing, and resilience determine survival. Here, risk is constant and unavoidable. Hidden below the surface, danger remains silent and ever-present, reminding all who approach that in the natural world. Survival is never guaranteed, only earned. As dawn breaks over the African plains, the rising sun casts a warm golden light across grass still heavy with morning dew. Life stirs in every direction. Across this vast landscape, countless animals press forward, guided by instincts shaped over millennia, compelled to seek new feeding grounds after the seasonal rains. Yet beneath this serene beauty lies a constant struggle, where survival depends on every step taken. Across the open savanna, clouds of rust-colored dust swirl beneath the pounding hooves of immense zebra herds. Each year, these animals undertake an arduous journey of more than 800 kilometers, moving between Tanzania and Kenya toward the northern reaches of their range. Their path leads inevitably to the Mara River, a deep channel cutting through the grasslands, a natural barrier fraught with danger. Zebras reaching lengths of over 2 meters and weighing as much as 300 kilograms are instantly recognizable by their bold black and white stripes. These patterns serve critical functions, helping regulate body heat under the intense sun, disrupting visual focus to confuse predators and reducing irritation from biting insects. No two individuals share the same stripe pattern, allowing foals to recognize their mothers within the dense, moving herd. As grazing animals, zebras are not equipped with claws or sharp teeth. Instead, they rely on speed, alertness, and the explosive power of their hind legs, capable of delivering kicks strong enough to deter even large predators. They live in structured social groups, typically led by a single stallion alongside several mares and their young. Within these tight formations, safety is found in numbers, offering protection against threats such as lions, hyenas, wild dogs, and crocodiles. After a gestation period of just over a year, a mare gives birth to a single foal. Remarkably, within minutes of birth, the newborn is able to stand and follow its mother, an essential ability in a world where danger is never far away. Despite this rapid development, fewer than half of all foals survive their first year, underscoring the relentless pressures of life on the plains. And so the herd advances, a moving tide of black and white crossing the sun-baked grasslands as it pushes steadily northward. Yet their greatest challenge still awaits. Ahead lies the Mara River, a place where the water conceals unseen threats, silent and unforgiving. At the river's edge, the surface appears deceptively calm, but beneath it glide enormous shapes barely visible in the murky depths. A crocodile, perfectly adapted for ambush, remains completely still only meters from the approaching zebras. With eyes just above the waterline, these ancient hunters wait patiently, conserving energy as they watch for a single mistake, one moment when vigilance falters. Suddenly, the zebras charge into the river. The stillness shatters as water explodes upward, and from below, a massive crocodile surges forward with terrifying force. Panic spreads through the herd as they race for the far bank, hooves churning the water into a froth of mud and foam. The encounter is brief, lasting only moments in the long existence of these ancient hunters. Beneath the fading ripples, the shadow disappears once more into the flow unseen, composed, and ready to strike again. At river crossings throughout the migration route, escape is far from guaranteed. Few animals manage to break free once seized by a crocodile's powerful jaws. These dominant predators of the Mara have changed little over more than 200 million years, remaining perfectly adapted to their deadly role in instilling fear in every herd that approaches the water. A fully grown crocodile can stretch beyond 5 meters in length and weigh well over 700 kilograms. Its body is protected by dense, armored scales, while keen eyes pierce the murky water with ease. When its jaws snap shut, they deliver an extraordinary bite force among the strongest recorded in the animal kingdom, capable of crushing bone and holding prey with unstoppable strength. Stealth is the crocodile's greatest advantage. It can drift motionless for hours, blending seamlessly into the river like a fallen log. But when the moment arrives, immense muscles unleash explosive speed. In a fraction of a second, rows of hardened teeth secure the victim and drag it beneath the surface. A powerful rolling motion follows, designed to overwhelm and immobilize prey in the swirling water. Thanks to an exceptionally slow metabolism, crocodiles can survive for months without feeding. Their sensory systems are finely tuned to detect vibrations and sound, even when almost entirely submerged. During the Great Migration, these adaptations turned the Mara River into a prime hunting ground. In the breeding season, females construct nests along sandy riverbanks, laying between 24 and 80 eggs. For weeks, they stand guard. When the young finally hatch, the mother carefully lifts each hatchling in her jaws and carries it to the water's edge. Despite this care, few survive their early months, falling victim to predators including birds of prey, large lizards, and even other crocodiles. Those that reach adulthood, however, face little opposition. Apart from confrontations with aggressive hippos, Nile crocodiles exist near the top of the food chain. For millions of years, they have remained unchanged, silent sentinels of the river, motionless and watchful, waiting patiently at the heart of the Mara. The zebra herd that crossed the river the previous day now grazes quietly, heads lowered as they feed on fresh, tender grass. It appears to be a moment of calm, a brief pause after surviving a journey that balanced on the edge between life and death. But on the Savannah, peace is rarely more than temporary, hidden within the tall grass. Golden figures have been watching since dawn. A lion, the embodiment of patience and precision, follows every movement of the herd without revealing its presence. Once again, tension settles over the plains. The distance between hunter and prey closes to just a few dozen meters. Then, without warning, the lionesses surge forward in perfect coordination. The chase is short. One zebra falls, its long migration ending in a heartbeat. For the pride, this loss becomes survival. They gather swiftly around the fallen animal. The adults feed first, while the cubs linger nearby, witnessing their earliest lesson in the unforgiving rules of nature. From the shadows, The haunting calls of hyenas echo across the grasslands. Their eyes shine in the dimming light as they circle at a cautious distance, waiting for opportunity. By nightfall, little will remain of the zebra beyond a pale skeleton, a silent testament to the savannah's relentless reality. Before long, the Great Migration will continue once more, carrying with it new challenges and unseen dangers. This is the rhythm of the wild, where life and death are inseparable. The zebra, marked by its timeless stripes, stands as a symbol of endurance, a traveler shaped by constant movement across an untamed world. As the sun sinks toward the horizon, the heat of the day loosens its grip on the land. Along the banks of the Mara River, the pride retreats to rest after the hunt. In the golden glow of evening, their social bonds come into clear view. The cubs, still faintly patterned with juvenile markings, tumble and chase one another, their playful behavior serving as practice for the lives ahead. Nearby, a lioness gently cleans the dust from her cub's coat, her watchful eyes softened by quiet care. Close by, two adult lions brush against one another, manes and bodies touching in a subtle display of trust. This contact is not merely affection. It reinforces the bonds that hold the pride together in a landscape defined by constant risk. In these rare moments of stillness, the savannah's most formidable hunters appear less like fearsome predators and more like a family. Here, true strength is revealed not only through power and precision, but through cooperation, loyalty, and shared purpose. It is this unity, this enduring connection that has allowed lions to remain among the most dominant and awe-inspiring predators the natural world has ever known. Within the Mara River, danger is never confined to a single predator. Beyond the hidden presence of crocodiles, another colossal force commands these waters, the hippopotamus, often regarded as the quiet ruler of Africa's rivers. From the dark, swirling current, an enormous form slowly surfaced. In the dimming light, red-tinged eyes fixed on a pride of lions approaching the river's edge. Lions dominate the open plains. Hippos control the waterway. Two realms, governed by different powers, collide at a narrow boundary where survival is constantly tested. Without warning, the standoff erupted into violence. The encounter was sudden, intense, and short-lived, ending without a decisive outcome. Yet along this volatile stretch of river, one truth is widely understood. Armed with crushing jaws and an unpredictable temperament, hippos remain the uncontested guardians of the Mara. Reaching nearly 4 meters in length and supported by a massive, barrel-shaped body wrapped in skin several centimeters thick. Hippos may appear slow-moving, but their strength is extraordinary. Their jaws can gape to almost 180 degrees, revealing tusks up to half a meter long. A single bite can deliver a force exceeding that of a lion, easily capable of breaking bone. Despite their size, hippos can charge across land at speeds approaching 30 kilometers per hour and remain underwater for several minutes, reinforcing their dominance both on land and in water. Unlike apex predators, hippos do not hunt. They are grazers, leaving the river under cover of darkness to consume up to 40 kilograms of grass each night. Yet their highly aggressive behavior and strong territorial instincts make them among the most dangerous animals in Africa. Any intruder, whether crocodile or lion, that strays too close risks a violent confrontation. During the breeding season, females carry their young for around 8 months and usually give birth in shallow water. Newborn calves, weighing close to 40 kilograms, are able to swim immediately and often nurse beneath the surface. From their first moments, they are protected within the close-knit structure of the herd, which can include dozens of individuals. Most disputes between hippos end when one challenger retreats, allowing these giants to maintain order within their domain. Powerful and heavily built, adult hippos face few natural threats. Even so, they are not entirely beyond danger. On rare occasions, large crocodiles or bold lions may attempt an attack, usually targeting the young. It is in these vulnerable calves that the illusion of absolute dominance reveals its most fragile point. One such calf had just entered the river behind its mother, still inexperienced and unaware of the hazards that lie ahead, when a vast shadow surged upward from the depths. The water erupted into turmoil, and the story was far from over. From the depths of the river, the mother hippo surged forward in an explosive display of force, transforming the Mara into a scene of chaos. She charged directly at the crocodile. Moments later, the reptile's motionless form was carried away by the muddy current. Raising her massive head, her eyes burned crimson in the fading light, a powerful symbol of the strength and instinctive bond of motherhood along the Mara. In this dangerous river, survival is shaped not only by physical power, but by the fierce determination to protect. It is this instinct that allows a seemingly peaceful grass-eating giant to defy the expectations of the wild. On this day, raw maternal force overcame a seasoned predator. As the sun slipped below the Serengeti horizon, the river reflected deep shades of red, echoing the constant balance between life and loss. Here, existence is bound by an unbreakable rule: one life ends so another may continue, and the cycle of nature moves forward without pause. If this journey through the untamed heart of the Mara River has moved you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. To hunt or to be hunted, this is the uncompromising rule that governs life in Botswana. Located in the heart of southern Africa, Botswana spreads across the land like a hidden jewel set within an immense desert. It is a place where ancient rhythms still shape everyday life, where nature remains raw, powerful, and largely untouched by time. Here, survival unfolds moment by moment. Every ecosystem is a world unto itself, rich with life yet shaped by constant struggle. Across the sunlit plains, a low, powerfully built figure moves with calm precision. Its coat is a mosaic of black, gold, and white, as if painted by chance. Large, rounded ears stand alert, scanning the air. This is the African wild dog, among the most efficient and persistent hunters on the continent. Their appearance is unmistakable, slender bodies designed for endurance, long legs built for distance, white-tipped tails used as visual signals, and oversized ears that capture the faintest sounds while helping release heat beneath the relentless sun. Wild dogs target prey that can truly test them, animals that are swift and agile, yet manageable in size. For these hunters, the impala is a perfect match. Its speed and sharp reflexes ensure that every pursuit becomes a contest of stamina, coordination, and intelligence. Today, the pack senses opportunity. A subtle sound carried on the breeze draws their attention. One by one, their focus shifts toward a distant point on the glowing horizon. There, a group of impalas grazes calmly on fresh grass. Their sleek forms shimmer with reddish-brown coats, pale underbellies smooth against the light. Dark markings curve gracefully along their flanks, while the dominant males stand tall, bearing crescent-shaped horns that arc nearly a meter in length, symbols of strength and defense. The impalas feed in steady rhythm, ears flicking, eyes watchful, yet unaware of the danger slowly approaching. Across the open land, the wild dog pack advances at Oak. Their movement is effortless, their steps nearly soundless. Patterns of fur dissolve into grass and sunlight. No command is spoken. Each hunter holds position, breathing controlled, eyes fixed, an unseen net tightening around the herd. Then, with a glance from the lead dog, everything changes. The stillness shatters. The pack surges forward in perfect coordination. Within minutes, the chase is over. On the plains of Botswana, another chapter in the story of survival comes to a close, swift, unforgiving, and inevitable. And elsewhere on the Savannah, high above the open plains, a group of vervet monkeys races through the crowns of towering acacia trees. Their pale gray fur glints in the sunlight, while dark faces bordered by bright white markings frame alert, watchful eyes. Though they are not a favored target for wild dogs, constant awareness is essential. In Botswana, even the smallest lapse in attention can be costly. When the wild dogs finish feeding, the pack gradually leaves the site behind. Their tracks remain etched into the dry ground, signaling the start of a new phase in their lives. The breeding season has begun. During this time, rival males compete intensely for mating rights, engaging in brief but forceful clashes that ripple across the plains. Only the strongest emerges with the opportunity to reproduce. After mating, the dominant female carries the next generation. Roughly 70 days later, she gives birth to tiny pups, their eyes opening for the first time. The responsibility of raising them is shared by the entire pack. Adults rotate duties guarding the den, providing food, and gradually introducing the young to the skills of the hunt. Even at this early stage, danger is ever present, and survival remains uncertain. As the pups grow, they begin to follow the adults, learning through observation how to trail prey, coordinate a chase, and work together as hunters. With each passing week, their confidence builds. Soon, the pack prepares to move once again across the open grasslands. Under the relentless sun, the wild dogs advance through tall, yellowed grass, each measured step stirring the scent of warm earth. But their progress is suddenly interrupted. Ahead stands a small yet remarkably bold adversary. From a safe distance, the pups watch closely as the adults assess the situation. Approaching from the opposite direction is a compact but imposing figure, the honey badger. With a slow, deliberate stride and unmistakable confidence, it moves forward alone. Known for its fearless nature, this solitary animal is notorious for challenging opponents many times its size. Caution is not part of its nature. As the heat shimmers above the plains, the wild dog pack spreads out, gradually narrowing the space between them and the intruder. Their focus never wavers. Teeth flash in the sunlight, powerful enough to deliver a crippling bite as tension builds, and the encounter edges toward its next decisive moment. At first glance, the honey badger seems vulnerable. The tension thickens. Without warning, the wild dog pack surges forward. For several charged minutes, they attempt to overpower the thick-skinned opponent, but their efforts prove futile. The encounter ends unexpectedly. One by one, the dogs disengage and fade back into the plains. In Botswana's harsh wilderness, even the smallest animal can challenge the confidence of elite predators. Unshaken, the honey badger strides away with unmistakable composure, vanishing into the brush as though no challenge had ever occurred. Despite its modest size, it carries the resolve of a seasoned fighter. Its compact build, coarse two-toned fur, and hide measuring several millimeters thick provide impressive protection against bites and even venom. Typically solitary or traveling in pairs, honey badgers roam tirelessly across Botswana's grasslands and wetlands. They breed throughout the year, often without the intense rivalry seen in many other species. After a gestation period of roughly 6 to 8 weeks, the female gives birth to 1 or 2 cubs. Survival is a constant test. Their diet is remarkably varied, ranging from insects and small mammals to highly venomous snakes, prey few animals dare to confront. Following the tense standoff with the wild dogs, hunger soon draws the honey badger back into the open. What begins as a routine search for food is suddenly interrupted. Ahead, a sleek silhouette moves closer, a leopard, its golden coat patterned with dark rosettes. Built for stealth and explosive speed, this predator is famous for closing in without sound before striking with devastating precision. The atmosphere tightens. A low growl breaks the silence. Yet the honey badger stands firm, holding the same defiant posture it displayed earlier, as though its recent triumph has only reinforced its resolve. The leopard lowers its body, gliding forward with fluid, effortless steps. The honey badger continues its deliberate advance, eyes locked on the newcomer, unwavering and unafraid. Then in a flash, the leopard launches its attack. For a brief moment, victory seems within reach, but the situation shifts. Calculating the risk, the leopard chooses caution and withdraws from the encounter. Only as the predator melts back into the tall grass does the tension dissolve. Once again, on the unforgiving Savannah, the small yet indomitable honey badger stands its ground, a quiet reminder that survival is not measured by size alone. As the seasons change, the grasslands shift in color and rhythm, announcing the arrival of the leopard's breeding season. During this period, males become highly competitive, engaging in intense confrontations as they defend territory and demonstrate speed, balance, and strength in an effort to attract a receptive female. For females, mating signals the beginning of a far more demanding phase. Once a partner is chosen, a pregnancy of around 3.5 months follows. When the time arrives, she gives birth to a small number of cubs, entering a solitary and vulnerable chapter of motherhood in a landscape filled with constant danger. As the weeks turn into months, the cubs begin their lives hidden from the world. From this moment on, their mother hunts not just to survive, but to sustain her growing family. The persistent hunger of her young pushes her to take greater risks and target larger prey. Leopards are expert solitary hunters, depending on stealth, precision, and explosive bursts of speed. Yet against the combined strength of a coordinated group, isolation can quickly become a disadvantage. One humid day on the plains of Botswana, fate shifts. A familiar scent drifts through the air, unmistakable and urgent. The presence of a pack, the promise of nourishment. Nearby, a group of African wild dogs rests briefly, recovering from earlier encounters and hunts. Fatigue dulls their awareness. None detect the dark form slipping silently through the vegetation, each step carefully placed, every movement concealed. The leopard halts, muscles tense, golden eyes fixed on her chosen target. A young pup strays slightly from the group, unaware of the danger closing in. In an instant, the leopard launches her attack fast, quiet, and precise. But the moment the pack senses loss, the response is immediate. The wild dogs surge forward together, their unity transforming shock into fierce resistance. The encounter is short and intense. Outnumbered and exposed, the leopard is forced to abandon the attempt, retreating before the situation turns fatal. Sharp alarm calls echo across the plains as the predator vanishes into the distance. In Botswana's unforgiving wilderness, strength alone does not ensure success. The leopard withdraws without a reward, while the wild dogs, though scarred by loss, succeed in defending their young. Here, survival is never free. Every life is balanced by sacrifice, and the cycle continues. Our journey across the perilous waters of the Mara River and through the vast plains of Botswana has revealed a world where wildlife exists on a constant edge. In these raw and untamed landscapes, every movement, every decision, and every crossing can determine whether life continues for another day or quietly fades under the timeless rules of nature. Along the Mara, the river stands as a ruthless dividing line, where bravery often comes at a heavy price. Beneath its dark currents, unseen dangers wait in silence. Reminding us that in the wild, survival is always earned. In Botswana, open grasslands and wetlands form a vast stage of strategy and endurance, a place of pursuit and evasion, where instinct and resilience shape every encounter between hunter and hunted. Here, nothing is certain. Survival is not granted, but won through awareness, strength, intelligence, and an unwavering drive to endure. Yet beyond the intensity of these struggles lies a greater truth. Even in its harshest moments, life remains extraordinary, fragile, resilient, and worth protecting. Safeguarding these ecosystems and the creatures within them ensures that this remarkable cycle of challenge, adaptation, and natural beauty can continue long into the future. If this journey into the heart of Africa has inspired you, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you can continue exploring with us the world's wildest places, untold stories, and the hidden wonders of the animal kingdom. In the heart of East Africa, where the horizon stretches endlessly, lies the majestic Serengeti, one of the last great natural wonders of our planet. A vast, untamed land shaped by wind, fire, and time, where life clings to every drop of water and every ray of sunlight. During the dry season, the earth cracks under the relentless sun, and the air shimmers with heat. Herds of wildebeest, zebras, and antelopes trek across the plains in search of fresh grass, constantly shadowed by predators that lie in wait. Every day here is a fight for survival. In this harsh wilderness, the lion rules as the supreme predator. Its strength and hunting skill make it the ultimate symbol of raw power. Yet standing in its path is a formidable rival, the African buffalo, a towering creature of muscle and horn, whose courage and loyalty to the herd challenge even the king of beasts. When these titans meet, the savannah holds its breath. It is a clash of strength versus endurance, cunning against brute force, a primal struggle in which only one can emerge victorious under the blazing Serengeti sun. Here, every breath carries the taste of life and death. Each day is a challenge, where the line between survival and peril is measured in heartbeats. Amid this harsh and untamed landscape stands a creature commanding respect even from the kings of the savannah, the African buffalo. An adult buffalo boasts an imposing frame, weighing nearly a ton, stretching over 3 meters in length, and standing around 1.5 meters tall at the shoulder. Muscles ripple beneath its glossy black hide, giving it the appearance of a living block of steel. Its massive, curved horns meet in a thick, bony shield across the forehead, forming a natural armor capable of withstanding a lion's claws. This formidable weapon serves both offense and defense, making the buffalo an unstoppable warrior of the plains. The wild buffalo is a moving fortress. It is no wonder it is called the Black Death, a stern warning to any predator daring enough to challenge it. Yet the true power lies not only in size, but in the herd instinct. Hundreds, even thousands, move as one, ready to face danger rather than flee. They guard their young as if protecting the very essence of life itself. In the natural order, Buffalo are prey, yet on the Serengeti they are horned warriors that fight relentlessly. In the distance, silhouettes of hunters appear. A lioness crouches silently, eyes fixed on a lone buffalo. She strikes with deadly precision, seemingly assured of her meals. But suddenly, the entire herd charges in unison. Horns clash with fury, forcing the predator to retreat. Today, the lioness may have to wait for another chance. The buffalo's strength is not in a single individual, but in the unity of the herd. Together, they form a living wall that can make even the bravest lion hesitate. Yet beneath this armor lies vulnerability, the beginning of life. A female carries her calf for nearly 11 months, giving birth to a single young one. From the moment it enters the world, the calf faces an unforgiving environment. Within hours of birth, it must stand, run, and stay close to the herd. In the Serengeti, slowness is a death sentence. The breeding season coincides with the rains and abundance of food, and it is also the time when males engage in brutal duels for mating rights. These battles are the ultimate test of strength and stamina, and only the most powerful pass on their lineage. The first steps of the calves make them prime targets for predators. Time moves on. A new day dawns over the plains. The Serengeti sun rises high and fierce. From the tall grass, a golden shadow approaches silently. Each step of the lion pride sinks into the earth without a sound. Their eyes lock onto a calf that has strayed from the safety of the herd. A predator never forgets a missed opportunity. Yet this time, the buffalo are different. The entire herd moves as one, surrounding the hunters with a unified front. Suddenly, they charge in succession. The mother buffalo fights desperately, but her strength alone cannot withstand the coordinated assault and strategic encirclement of the group. The young calf falls. This time, the lions claim victory. The tragic scene ends with the mother defeated. Unity alone could not save her offspring. The lions demonstrate the lethal efficiency of never missing a second chance, a decisive triumph, affirming their dominance as the Serengeti's ultimate predator. After the hunt, calm gradually returns to the plains. In the sparse shade, the lions rest. Cubs begin to play, tumbling over one another and playfully biting their mother's tail. Their innocent eyes shine against a land painted with the colors of life and death, a fleeting moment of tenderness in a realm ruled by relentless survival. The lion, emblem of strength and authority, the ma possesses a solid statua muscular body stretching over 2 meters in length. The thick mane covering a male's neck gives him the appearance of a proud warrior of the Savannah. With sharp fangs, precise leaps, and astonishing power, lions can bring down prey far larger than themselves. But the true secret to their success lies not in individual strength, but in the cooperation of the pride. Lionesses are patient hunters. Males serve as guardians and dominants, reinforcing a near impenetrable circle. And like the buffalo, their lives revolve around other battles, fierce contests for the right to reproduce. An adult male, mane rippling in the scorching wind, moves forward with unwavering confidence. An intruder has arrived. Amid the sun-scorched grass, the males watch silently. Deep roars tear through the air, eyes locked in fierce confrontation. Then they charge. The victor rises over the savannah, roaring in power to claim his position. Only the strongest are worthy of continuing their lineage and protecting the legacy of the pride. From these brutal wars emerges, once again, the mating season. After a gestation of nearly 4 months, the lioness will bring new cubs into the world. Beyond the loud, brutal confrontations of the Serengeti, there exists another form of survival unfolding in near-perfect silence. The leopard. Unlike lions, these solitary predators live mostly alone, coming together only during mating season when males and females form a temporary bond. After a gestation of roughly 3 months, the female gives birth to 2 or 3 cubs. The burden of raising them falls entirely on her shoulders. She must hunt, feed her young, and shield them from the countless dangers lurking in the wild. With a muscular body stretching almost 2 meters long, including its long tail used for balance, the leopard is a master of agility. Its golden coat, dotted with black rosettes, allows it to vanish within tall grass. Powerful jaws, precise leaps, and an innate climbing ability make it a silent yet formidable hunter, preying on small antelopes, monkeys, and even birds. Leopards often drag their kills high into the trees to keep them safe from other carnivores, an extraordinary skill no other big predator possesses. They dominate not through brute force but by stealth. Blending with the environment using the natural camouflage of their fur. Most hunts occur at dusk or under the cover of darkness, when their form becomes nearly invisible. Patience is the leopard's deadliest weapon. It can stalk a target for hours, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Yet solitude comes at a cost. Leopard cubs are incredibly vulnerable. Only about half survive, as even a single mistake can mean death. Unlike lions who rely on group strength, the leopard walks a solitary path. This independence demands constant vigilance. In these lands, danger is never far away. After a long day of careful stalking, the leopard finally brings down a small antelope. This hard-earned meal is a quiet triumph, a reward for hours of patience under the vast Serengeti sky. In the distance, an eerie laughter echoes. Though their appearance may seem scruffy, hyenas are true masters of survival. They live in a matriarchal society where the largest, most dominant females hold complete control over the clan. Hyenas are far more than mere scavengers, as many believe. Up to 70% of their diet comes from active hunting. With their highly coordinated tactics and incredibly powerful jaws, the strongest among all land predators, they can crush massive bones and extract every scrap of meat. A threat approached, eyes gleaming in the twilight. Its target was clear, the prey recently claimed by the leopard. The feline growled, holding its fury in check. Facing them on the ground would be far too risky. For a moment, it seemed the meal might be lost. But there was only one way to ensure it remained safe. Suddenly, the leopard sprang into action. With a swift, practiced motion, it dragged its prey high into a tree beyond the reach of its rivals. The feast was once again secure. Yet the hyenas did not relent. They lingered below, prowling in the shadows, ever patient. In the Serengeti, even after a victory, no predator can rest completely. When the hyenas and leopards eventually departed, the ground remained scattered with the remnants of life just ended. It was a signal for the ultimate cleaners of the Serengeti. From above, dark shapes began to wheel in the sky. The heavy beating of wings broke the silence. The vultures. They do not hunt, but they form the final link in the relentless cycle of the Serengeti. Their role is to cleanse the battlefield after every deadly encounter. With wingspans reaching up to 3 meters and strong, resilient bodies, vultures can glide for hours on air currents with minimal effort. Their sharp eyesight allows them to detect carcasses or signs of predation from dozens of kilometers away. Unlike lions or leopards, vultures do not chase prey. They wait. Circling patiently, they hover until the roars fade or the scent of death fills the air. At the slightest signal, flocks of dozens, even hundreds, transform the sky into a storm of black wings. Though the ensuing feast may seem chaotic, it follows an invisible order. Each group waits its turn, gradually approaching until only white bones remain on the earth. Vultures often arrive once the great predators have retreated, or sometimes even while the battle is still raging. In the Serengeti, vultures serve as nature's silent cleaners. They remove the remnants of life, prevent the spread of disease, and restore balance to the vast plains. On this battlefield between life and death, vultures are not warriors, they are witnesses to the value that even death holds in sustaining the eternal cycle of existence. In this harsh and majestic land, where every breath carries the scent of life and death, life does more than survive, it emerges stronger after every trial. Each species demonstrates its courage in its own way through strength, unity, speed, or patience. It is this diversity of survival strategies, woven into the relentless cycle of life and death, that has shaped the enigmatic Serengeti, a timeless symbol of the wild, untamed natural world. And you, what do you think? Which animal do you believe has the smartest survival strategy in the Serengeti? Share your thoughts in the comments. We love reading your ideas. If this journey into the wild heart of Africa captivated you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Wild Call Nature. Under the blazing sunset of the Serengeti, an eternal struggle for survival unfolds. In the shadows and dust, A young hyena named Ka hid in a crevice, watching as a pride of lions tore her mother apart with roars and slashes. From that moment, darkness became her first companion. Across these vast plains where every shaft of sunlight signals danger and every shadow may conceal a hunt, Ka now moves silently. She has no clan, no territory. She embodies both solitude and a near impossible resilience. Contrary to popular belief, the spotted hyena, recognized by its distinctive laugh, is among the most social predators in the wild. It is not just a scavenger. Over 70% of its food comes from its own hunts. In their matriarchal society, females are strong, decisive, and at times ruthless. Ka once belonged to one of these clans. But when the old leader faded and power shifted, she was young, allyless, and motherless. She became an outcast, expelled as if she had never existed, forced to face the open savannah alone, a place where survival is anything but guaranteed. Alone, she traversed lands dominated by her greatest enemy, lions. In the dry grasslands, she avoided ferocious African wild dogs, concealed herself from hunting eagles, and followed the flight paths of vultures to scavenge leftovers. Her acute sense of smell, one of her species' greatest gifts, allowed her to detect prey from miles away. Yet survival alone was not enough. She sought purpose. One day, after a violent clash between lions and another hyena clan, Ka stumbled upon something unexpected, a group of trembling, exhausted, orphaned pups. They were too small to fend for themselves, hungry, but still unafraid. For a moment, her instincts wavered between attack or protection. Then she slowed, emitted a low growl, and did not strike. She guided them away from the battlefield, like an improvised mother born from fire and death. Thus began an unusual alliance, a banished female and a handful of orphaned cubs. Ka trained them as if they were her own. She taught them to stalk silently under the cover of night when hyenas are most active thanks to their keen vision, and to use their laugh, a sound audible up to 5 kilometers, not only for communication but to command respect and mark territory. Soon, Ka's steady and composed presence began to send a silent message across the Serengeti. A new clan was rising. The scent of territory was unmistakable. The laughs that once echoed cries for help now resonated as the sound of a new power emerging. Over time, other young hyenas rejected by their own clans for weakness or losing in power struggles began to join her. Each carried its own scars, visible or hidden. But under Ka's watchful eye, they were no longer outcasts. They became part of something greater. Twilight descended. The air still radiated the heat of the dying day. The tall grass whispered with the wind. A group of hyenas, led by Ka, slipped silently through the undergrowth, eyes locked on their target, a herd of Cape buffalo moving steadily. Among them, a small calf had strayed from the rhythm of the group. The hunt had begun. The hyenas launched their attack, scattering the buffalo herd. Roars, the thunder of hooves striking the earth, and the frantic cries of the calves filled the air like a wild symphony. Then came the silence, not one of calm, but of order, the echo of nature that never stops. But surprises were far from over. Soon, another sound cut through the air, the beating of wings descending from the sky. Bearded vultures and white-backed vultures began circling before swooping down. Some hyenas stepped back, allowing the scavengers to feed on the remains rather than confront them. At the base of the carcass, lines of African soldier ants advanced with relentless discipline, devouring every fragment left behind. This was no longer a simple struggle for food. It had become a fleeting community, a momentary cycle of life in which the death of one creature nourished an entire ecosystem, from the dominant hyenas to the vultures patrolling the skies, to the tiny armies of ants working the earth. Amid this scene, Ka remained still at the edge, watching silently with the gaze of a leader, a guardian of the delicate balance between predators, scavengers, and the relentless renewal of life. From the edge of the hunting ground, a small figure emerged from the heat haze. Sleek, alert, moving with the lightness of smoke, it was a black-backed jackal, a species renowned for cunning, independence, and a remarkable ability to coexist with much larger predators. But what drew immediate attention were the two trembling pups at its feet. Lean and exhausted, it was clear that the mother and her pups were fleeing from something far more dangerous than hunger. Ka turned her head. Her eyes met those of the jackal. There was no submission, no plea, only a silent understanding across species. I have nowhere else to go. With the new season approaching, the jackal took a few careful steps forward, slow but fearless. The remaining hyenas watched in complete silence. No one challenged her. No one drove her away. In the society Ka had built, any outsider bold enough to approach earned a chance. The sun rose over the Serengeti horizon, painting the tall grasses gold and scattering the last chill of night. The wind shifted, carrying the scents of damp earth, dry dust, and the promise of a fresh day. As Ka and her clan rested among the scattered mounds of the open woodland, elsewhere in the wild, a new predator awakened. In the distance, the moonlight glided across the dew-covered grass. At the edge of a low bush, a caracal crouched, perfectly still, waiting for the precise moment. Its yellow eyes glimmered in the moonlight, black-tipped ears erect like antennas, attuned to the slightest sound. Just a few meters away, a gray-headed pheasant pecked at the ground, oblivious to the danger. In an instant, the caracal sprang forward, a streak of red against the dark. Swift, precise, lethal, with a single bite to the neck, the prey's life ended. Silently, the caracal turned. The bird clutched between her jaws, ready to carry her prize back to the den. But then another sound shattered the stillness. It wasn't the wind. It wasn't a mouse. It was a deep, resonant, unmistakable laugh, the call of the hyenas. From the bushes on the opposite side, Ka appeared, her cold, steady eyes fixed on the caracal and the prize at its feet. Behind her, two young hyenas stepped forward with firm, silent strides, no growls, no threats, none were needed. The balance of power had already been determined. The caracal let out a soft growl and stepped back. A solitary hunter, swift and fierce, yet far from naive. It faced three hyenas, Ka among them, and immediately recognized the overwhelming difference in strength. Silently, it released the pheasant. Its eyes flashed with silent frustration. Ka did not strike. She simply lowered her head, seized the prey, and walked away without a backward glance. The caracal remained alone in the shadows, among the remnants of its lost hunt. It did not leave immediately. It lingered for a moment longer, as if committing the scene to memory or perhaps waiting for something. In the savannah, the hunter does not always claim the meal. With one final glance into the distance, the caracal vanished into the windswept grass, its shadow dissolving into the night. The Serengeti sky still shimmered with the silver glow of the moon, as if bearing witness to an unwritten law here. There is no justice, only strength, and the patience to seize the right moment. High above, perched among the extended branches of acacias rising over the vast grassland, another pair of eyes watched intently. It was the martial eagle Polymatus bellicosus, Africa's largest raptor. Its sharp gaze swept the savannah, detecting the slightest movement, a scurrying mouse, a slithering snake, or a young antelope straying from the herd. With nearly a 2-meter wingspan, powerful muscles, and talons capable of taking down a baboon, the martial eagle ruled the skies, where no land predator dared challenge its reign. That evening, however, the ruler of the air focused on smaller prey. Its attention shifted south, where a tiny group of meerkats began their day beneath the thorny shrubs. One stood tall atop the highest mound, scanning the horizon with unwavering vigilance, while the others spread out, digging for larvae, worms, and tiny lizards. Occasionally, a clumsy youngster stumbled by, its back covered in mismatched fur. The martial eagle lowered its head, tracking each movement with lethal precision. To its eyes, a young, plump, and distracted meerkat was the perfect target. But the meerkats were far from naive. Whenever a shadow passed overhead, the sentinel let out a sharp, piercing chirp, like a blade slicing the air. Instantly, the entire colony froze, ears perked, then vanished into the burrows as if water seeping into sand. The eagle hesitated. It did not strike, not because it lacked the power, but because it knew the moment was not yet right. It hovered at a distance, motionless, a silent specter drifting among the clouds. Minutes later, the meerkats began emerging from their tunnels once more. The air filled again with tiny sounds, claws scratching the earth, insects snapping underfoot, brief murmurs exchanged between them. Yet their ears remained alert, and their eyes never left the sky. In the Serengeti, safety is never guaranteed. It is only a fleeting moment of respite before nature claims its turn again. The sun slowly sinks over the endless plains, painting the golden grass and sky with shades of red. In this vast ecosystem, life unfolds in a constant cycle of struggle and adaptation, where every creature, from the stealthiest predator to the nimblest prey, plays a vital role in maintaining the balance of the savannah. During the day, the lion reigns supreme, defending its territory and safeguarding its pride with strength and strategy. The cunning hyenas seek opportunities in the shadows and silence, while the majestic martial eagle patrols the skies, hunting with deadly precision. Each encounter is a reflection of the eternal dance of life and death, a relentless struggle where only the most adaptable survive and thrive. Beyond the raw power of nature, human action plays a crucial role. Rangers, scientists, and local communities work tirelessly to protect wildlife and their habitats, restore ecosystems, and educate about the importance of biodiversity. Every effort reminds us that caring for nature is caring for life, and that the survival of these magnificent animals also depends on our awareness and respect. If this journey into the wild heart of the Serengeti has inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, Wild Call TV. Join us on future adventures as we continue to explore, admire, and protect the secrets of nature together.